I wanted to talk today about the flat earth shills. And when the word shill is used, there are three individuals whose names keep coming up in prominence. That is Matt Boylan, Eric Dubay, and Mark Sargent. A shill is somebody that's paid to promote an idea. And nobody's proven that Matt or Eric or Mark have received a paycheck from anybody. Nobody has proven that they have a contract with one another or with some other government or corporate agency. None of that has been proven at all. Now, all three of these individuals also, not coincidentally, are at the top of the flat earth theory or flat earth truth movement, if you will. And so these three individuals seem to be coming under a lot of fire lately, and most disappointingly, some of these individuals are actually attacking each other. We have the anti-flat earth truth movement vehemently attacking these flat earth truthers, and then you also have people from Matt's camp or Eric's camp or even Mark's camp attacking each other on the forums and on YouTube. And being somewhat new to this whole flat earth thought process, I find it very disappointing to see this, when in fact all these individuals believe the same thing in general, that whatever NASA is portraying as the earth or the sphere is not true. They all in some form or fashion agree that the earth is not what we are being told it is. And yet we see that there are attacks on each other. Most recently, I saw a video by Matt Boylan called Image Control, and which he is very concerned about Eric Dubay and his thoughts on other subjects, and who is trying to control the New World Order. And he's also talks about his concern with Mark Sargent and how he seemingly came out of nowhere and had all these slick videos put up, and now he is the talk show darling that's doing many radio shows each week. Matt's problem with Eric Dubay seems to be that he's including his views on who he believes is pulling the strings behind the scenes, and he believes that that is, which I find kind of an amusing term, he is stating that Eric is weaponizing the flat earth theory. Now, Matt's fear in Eric turning this whole flat earth theory into something else is somewhat of a concern that I can see his point of view. However, this, unlike Sandy Hook or 9/11, which can be easily managed by the mainstream media, is no matter how many shills, no matter how many trolls, no matter how many news articles, no matter how many government officials come out of the woodwork and tell you what you're thinking or trying to prove is wrong, is that unlike 9/11, there was a central point that for each of us to actually investigate, we would actually have had to travel to New York City and actually had to test the materials and question witnesses, which in most estimation would be impossible monetarily and physically for most people. However, with the flat earth theory, it's very easy for each one of us around the world. This knows no languages, it knows no economic boundaries, no nation boundaries. Each one of us can go outside our door, much like journalism is doing right now, get telescopes, get lasers, and go out and test the theory for ourselves. So yes, Matt has a valid point about being concerned about some of the other things that Eric is throwing in with the flat earth theory. However, again, as I just pointed out, this cannot be managed by mainstream media the way other hoaxes have in the past. Again, the playing field for this is the entire earth, and there's no way that any government or news agency can ever manage to control such a vast area. Now, with Eric Dubay recently, he put out a video, I guess a month or two ago, calling Mark Sargent a shill. And I guess this refers to both Matt Boylan and Eric Dubay, and them referring to Mark Sargent as a shill. And basically what it comes down to, from what I can see through Matt's image control and also Eric's shill video on Mark, is that Mark showed up out of their own estimation, out of nowhere. He put out a bunch of videos that didn't relate or cite information from either Matt or Eric, and they don't like that. They feel as though Mark owes them something and that he should be acknowledging them and all their information. Which, if you watch some of Mark's videos, he actually does cite and relate some of their information, but apparently they don't feel as though that he's given them the homage that they deserve. So basically, again, this is just from me watching videos. I have not personally talked to Mark, Eric, or Matt. This is just me watching as many videos as I can on the subject from Matt, Mark, and Eric. And I just get the distinct feeling that Eric and Matt Boylan feel slighted somehow by Mark, that he was able to gain acceptance and popularity in the general public like they have not been able to themselves. But at the same time, again, I don't know this as fact. This is just what I know as hearsay. I believe Matt Boylan refuses to do any interviews with any major media sources, so he's kind of put himself in his own little box in that respect.